Alright, so we're going to start part 2 now of our master bedroom. And I want to look over the documents with you so you know where to find everything I'm going to say here. On our assignment sheet, you'll see that part 2 has 4 parts. The first part is going to be some little quick exercises you're going to do today in class. There's the video to follow, and you're going to need a full piece of marker paper and maybe a little more. And you're going to put it over that blank grid that I gave you last week, or you can use your simple box form drawing if you didn't bring that. But it's going to be based on your grid, and you need to follow the instructions that you've been given. Do all the things that are listed there. What they are a gable, and in the instruction sheet it gives you more information about what specifically these things are. So there's a bit of, we're going to try that gable again, just because this is 2-point perspective and it's a little bit different configuration than last time. And there's also a recessed ceiling. These are beautiful in bedrooms because you can put some cove lighting there. Just in the recess, there's beautiful cove lighting. It makes a soft, lovely atmosphere for a bedroom, so that might be great. It also gives us more elevation to our ceiling, which is only 8 feet, so we can bring our light source up higher or hang a longer chandelier, hang a longer light from the ceiling. And there's a bedside table example and a lamp, and how to place your pillows on the bed so they don't overtake your bed, and to get them in the right place. Because I noticed on some of the sofas, cushions that you put on the sofa weren't on it actually, they were built into the back of it. So we've got to find out how to push them forward from the headboard. And there's also a 4-poster. Now, you can stop when you get the 4 posts up, the 4 square posts up. You don't have to go on to do the detail that I described. And put some entourage on your shelf. So people, and we're not putting a person on your shelf, but people and vases and books and things, those are all called entourage, and they make your place look more livable, more lived in, and more real. Now, you're not going to get the sizes exactly the same as mine, but you can just estimate looking at what I'm showing you there and try to get the best size and proportion that you can on your marker paper overlays. And you're just doing 1 sketch per box. So don't try to do them all at once on 1 page. The gable and the recessed ceiling I did on 1 go, even though they could never exist together in life. I put them together just so you'd only have 1 box for the light to draw. And you can use colored pencils the way that I've shown you on the video, or not, that's up to you. At the end, you're going to need to outline everything with black ink when you finish up, just so that everything stands out well. And you're also going to need to put a black border around each of your sketches too. And you just trim around each of the sketches and mount them neatly on one side of an 18 by 24 inch piece of cartridge paper. You can arrange them any way you like, as long as it's pleasing. All the instruction is on the instruction sheet, and the less specific things, the more general things, are on the evaluation sheet. Just remember to keep your perspective correct, use a ruler, and make sure you complete all of them, and do some black outlining when you're done. Now the next part is going to be about our room itself. You're going to put a piece of full sheet of marker paper over your simple box form drawing that you've got today, your lovely box form drawing. Hopefully everyone has that today. You're going to put a piece of marker paper over top and start detailing it, and finish detailing it before you come next week. All the stuff in the little quick sketches that you're going to do from at the start are going to really, really help you, and it's the best way to figure out how to do the next part. Now, I should specify though, you're drawing your references, you're not drawing mine. So even though the first in-class sketch parts are based on my references, just discount those when you go to do your own, but a lot of what you did there will help you draw your own. That's the thinking anyway. You may not have a footboard. That's fine. As long as you've got your footboard on your box form drawing, I know that you know how to do it. That's what matters. You're going to have bedside tables, but they don't have to look like mine. They look like your references. And you're going to maybe have a lamp. It depends on what you want in there. And don't forget, you've got that 1-point perspective item too that you're going to need to incorporate. Don't forget now, when you get onto your light fixture, it's above eye level, so the circles are going to open up that way, not under the way they may appear in your reference picture. So that's very important, and sometimes, quite often, frequently actually, forgotten. Now, I've torn this off. I had to fit my paper under here, but you're going to have your title block and your little floor plan in here too, and detail your little floor plan so that it looks like your reference picture, like the perspective above. I can't tell you how many times people give me the same little floor plan back that was given to them, that simple box form one. They don't detail it at all, so don't make that mistake. That's a real bugaboo when I get that back. So watch out for that. And you're going to have your font, your typeface that you just outlined. So everything's in pencil. That's as far as you go with this, just everything in pencil. The other thing you're going to do, this is number 3. You're going to map your shadows. Follow the videos. They're going to show you, they're just 2 quick videos. They're going to show you how to map it on your floor plan. And they're going to show you as well how to map it on your box form drawing, your big box form drawing. And then once you get them mapped out on your big box form drawing, then you'll transfer them onto your pencil drawing. So don't go any further than pencil. See all my construction lines? It's great. I guess you can't see them, but if you could see them, you would see that I've left all my construction lines in. So I don't know if you can see that any better now, but you can see I've left everything's in there. All my X's to find my centers, all my little lines, and that's the way it should be right up until you're ready to ink it in, which will be the following week. So next week, just your pencil detail drawing, your shadow mapping on your grid, on the grid you're bringing for today, and then the shadows, number 4, is to map the shadows on your pencil drawing. So it's going to be great. For the first time now, we'll have a chance to look at your pencil drawing together before you ink it in. I think that could be really helpful. And again, where you find all this information is on the instruction sheet. And the evaluation sheet tells you what I'm marking, but it's really the instruction sheet that tells you use 2 small pieces of masking tape to temporarily place this on your grid. See, I've dropped it down. I didn't need all that ceiling, so I've dropped it down a little bit. You can do that too, or you can move it a little to the east or the west, depending on what looks best for your composition on your page. And then it tells you to think ahead. Make sure that you're using the right side of the marker paper. Make sure you're using, if it's the Bienfang paper, for example, you use the back of that paper. Make sure, before you start your drawing, that you know that you're on the right side, because after you ink it in and let it dry for a little while, you're going to erase all the pencil lines and ink it in next week. That's next week's job. Just pencil for this week. So if you're on the wrong side of the paper, you're going to be in trouble. And just use an ordinary HB pencil. Don't use an H. They're too hard. I won't be able to see it to mark it next week. So just an ordinary HB pencil is good. And so you have to have them dark enough. And leave all your hidden lines, everything visible. Make sure your eye level and your vanishing point is there. Make sure that all of your wall lines are there, ceiling wall and floor lines. And now, your furniture may not be the standard furniture sizes. Your mattress might be 1.5 feet off the floor, not 2 feet. So you look at your references, and if you need to make an adjustment, you make an adjustment. And don't forget to detail your floor plan. And don't put any grid lines in unless they're helping you. Sometimes people have tiles on their floor, and the grid lines really help with that. And they also help if you're putting planking in, okay, for a wooden floor. And retrace your figure, trying to make it even better than your first try. And include some pattern and texture. And put a border around the perimeter of your drawing. And also one to separate the title block from the perspective drawing. And just outline the title block in pencil for now. Okay, and there's a second sheet now that describes shadow mapping. So you're going to locate the point on the floor where the central light fixture hits the floor, and it's about here. And the video tells you how to find that spot. And then you take that through and project it through all your corners. Okay, and you can outline that in black. I didn't outline this one in black, but it would stand out a little better if you did. And then you go back to your pencil drawing and map all your shadows out on here as well. You can leave them in pencil. Don't put anything on here in ink just yet, just pencil.